So just a short little video here today. What I'm going to do is put together a headphone that's not 40 feet long like you see in my last video. Hey there everybody. So as I've said before, flying this quadcopter, I seem to fly by sound. At this point, every time I get the thing out of range of my hearing, problems ensue. And it's great when you do have the headphone in, except for the fact that it's absolutely deafening. And my left ear's going deaf because apparently you need external volume control on these Fatsharks. And you have about 20 feet of cable hanging off your face. Because this is obnoxious. So what I want to do is put together a monophone, but I want it to have volume control. Basically, I'm going to be taking Mr. Steele's Awesome Beats thing, and I'm going to go ahead and add volume control in there so I can turn it down a little bit because my ears are sensitive, I'm an ambi-pamby, I don't know, whatever you want. But we're going to go ahead and do that, so let's get down to the table. So, as you can tell, I kind of got ahead of myself. I chopped something before I had the camera on it. I was very excited because I figured it out. But anyway, so this is actually a volume control piece. What I've done is taken the volume control portion out. And then I have a pair of headphones here. I was actually able to pick up some Skull Candy inked headphones that I want to cut up and put into this. So I'm basically going to make about an 8-inch, 7-inch. I'm going to make a short little headphone, let's put it that way. And I wanted volume control because good lord, it's loud if you don't have volume control on it. But anyway, so at this point, I have stripped the wires on this. I've got a plug here I want to add, so I'm going to go ahead and do that at this point. Now what you'll have to do, the important part about this whole process, is that there are 3 different wires. Now what I have learned from doing this is that my left side headphone, the green wire, has a tendency to sound fine. As soon as I throw in the red wire with everything, it starts to buzz something awful. I think that has something to do with stereo versus mono. I'm not really sure. I haven't gotten into my Attitude V3s yet, opened them up to actually check all that, but it works fine with just the green wire and the ground wire. So we're going to go ahead and just hook up the green wire and the ground wire on the other end, of course. So I'll go ahead and get this started to start. Okay, now that I've got them stripped and separated, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 gold wires and we're going to twist them together because they're the grounds and they can both be grounds for the same wire. Since we have 4 wires here and 3 wires there, it's probably a better idea to turn it into 3 wires. I know you're not happy with all the little fabric in you, but deal with it. Okay, and the most important part of this whole thing is to not get any of those little tiny shreds of wire stuck into anything else. Because if they all get stuck together, you lose your sound quality. Like I got one little green wire that decided to jump in there, 2 of them. So I need to pull those 2 little green wires out of the ground. And sorry if the focus is awful on this, but again, I need to get a better camera. If anybody wants to send me a better camera, I'm specifically looking at the Canon G7X Mark II. I'd love you forever, right? There we go. Alright, green wire, you go over there. Red wire, you go over there. And then we take these 2, and we spin them together. Make them dance. Dance the night away. Red wire, you do not want to get in the middle of this. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to twist all of these together. Because it's just safer to twist them together with how fine these threads are than it is to actually try and pre-tin them. I've noticed that very quickly. I'm also setting it at a lower temperature because these wires will destroy themselves. 740 is what I'm at right now on my soldering iron. And there we go, 3 little wires all twisted together, so we can go ahead and solder them now. Now, you'll notice that when I touch this wire, there's going to be a whole lot of little white fabric that comes off. I think it's nylon, something like that. Don't worry about it. Just take the time to, I don't know, let it melt off, boil off, whatever you want to call it, because it will get in the way of your solder. So you do kind of want to make it go away, just a bit. But once you've got that gone, you can go ahead and grab your solder and get it together. That'll work, I guess. And there we go. We now have one part of the wire put together. Now we're basically going to do that again with a headphone side. Let's go ahead and measure this up, see where I want it. Okay, I think I want it right about there. Does that look right to you guys? You know what, I'll cut it a little longer just in case, and then we can shorten it up. Hope I got the right line. Now it doesn't really matter. I'm joking. It doesn't really matter which side you cut off, because what you're going to do is just ignore the red wire. You're going to plug in the green wire either way, and you should be good. It should make sure you don't buzz. So, let's go ahead and see which one we got. There we go. Oh, I got a blue wire, even better. It's okay. It still runs under the same premise. You have a positive and negative, and we have a positive and negative. And since we know that this one down here from the Philips, I'm actually putting together 3 different kinds of headphones. I would recommend against that unless you know exactly what you're doing. Oh, these are nicer wires. I should have used these. All right. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get a little bit of space up here. I am slicing apart my thumbnail. Alright, you'll notice I have the 3 wires here. I have a red, ground, and a green. Now what I'm going to do is hook up these 2, the ground and the green. I'm going to leave out the red wire, because I've noticed every time I use a red wire, it buzzes at me something awful. I'm going to leave it on there just in case, though, in case I got my colors mixed up or anything, and I do end up with horrible buzzing. I can at least take it apart and put it back together the right way. So, we'll go ahead and get these 2, as they're a little too long, in fact. Okay, just to check length real quick, I'm going to put it against my face. Okay, it's just about right where I want it. So I did do an okay job with the sizing and the cutting. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get these 2 wires attached here. Okay, now what we're going to do is test it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug this in to my Fatsharks. Okay, and if I measured this right, it should hang just to my shoulder, because that's kind of where I feel comfortable. It's a little bit long, but it'll do. Now let's make sure it doesn't get yanked out of my ear with this weight here. Alright, that's right about what I was looking for. Still a little long, but it'll do. I mean, you could shorten it up if you want to. But shape-wise, feeling-wise, I think that's about right for me. I kind of like it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it how it is. Okay. By the way, I look great, don't I? just realized I was talking with this thing on my head. Okay. So from there, to actually test it, I'm going to grab my quad. I'm just going to plug in the back part. And plug in the system. If I did this right, this should be a volume control. Which it totally is. Awesome. Wait. I can see you. I see you. Okay. So we have one more step here, so let's jump back down to the table. And of course, our last step is to tape up that wiring. Actually, I think I'm gonna clip off this red wire here. Die and go away. Thank you. You can leave that. And I'm gonna tip one up, one down. So there we go. There's our monophone with volume control in it. Ta-da! Dun-da-da! All done. Okay, so that's pretty much it. As you can see, it's not a hard project at all, and I've got volume control because, ow, that hurt my brain previously. But of course, we'll have all the parts listed down below so you can find them nice and easy, like I said before. But that's pretty much it. So if you like what I'm doing, go ahead and leave me a like down below. If you want to see more and you want to see my videos as they come out, please click that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot too. That's all for today, so I'll see all you guys and gals on the flip side. Make them dance. Dance the night away. Red wire, you do not want to get in the middle of this.